Hello everybody, welcome to another channel. Welcome to my channel, which I'm not gonna say my channel name, which I'm not proud of how Google named my channel. So, welcome to my channel. So, today, this is a subject line of, is Alien Whale Camille, is it worth the hassle? Is it worth the money you hold on cash to get a Alien Whale Camille? Is it or not? Now, there's very many YouTube videos of people having trouble with Alien Whale Camille. Bad luck. Well, right beside me is Adele. Some people will know that Alien Whale is part of the Dell line. And they'll have a section where they have section for gamers, section for home user, which that Camille is a home, and business Camille, which they got 3 sections. So they got the 3 section. But we're gonna talk about, is it worth to get or not? And there's a lot of things, or there are many people having bad luck with those alien whales. Sure, it did depend on the person. Most tech-savvy person who knows a way around these Alien Whale Camille, they have it under control. Usually, people who's not very tech-savvy, or they know how to do to hit the power button that launch into application. Seem like those people have a little bit out of control with those. And personally, I wouldn't get a Alien Whale game Camille if I was using the Camille as a everyday production shot. I wouldn't, but if I had some fun money to dump, I don't mind getting an Alien Whale for the heck of it, for the fun of it. Generally, my opinion is, if you're going to get a Dell, go with their professional or a home use computer. The reason why my opinion is about going with the non-gaming side is because of not much of fancy stuff. They're not much of fancy. It's sure the gaming line Camille. You can put 2 graphic cards in these Alien Whale Camille. They designed it with 2, but the problem is, if you're not very tech savvy, if you don't know how to control these Alien Whale Camille, can you have bad luck, or can you have a bad experience? And yes, you can have a bad experience if you don't know how to control these Alien Whale Camille, if you're not so tech savvy. And most demo you see that alien will come. Sure, they work fine. They do. But once you buy it, once you get home, once you use it for a couple weeks, or depending how how techno depending on how the user depending on the user experience, depending on the user have a lot of experience with Windows, a lot of experience with the driver. Sure, it can go smooth. For a non-tech computer savvy person, they'll get run into a problem. And general thing I hear is with YouTube is Windows. Somehow the driver doesn't work. It's the thing you gotta keep in mind with these Alienware Camaro, if you're not so tech savvy, or okay, let's say not so tech, but if you don't know the little bit experience of how to deal with these Dell driver, like I said before, it's a bad experience. I'm lost. Excuse the lostness. But like I said, I was on the expectation level with those Alienware Camaro. General, if you're not tech savvy, I wouldn't have too much of a expectation level with these Alienware Camaro. In my own opinion, I wouldn't. Some of these Alienware, they got very many bad reviews. Sure, if you go on to Amazon or somewhere, people are gonna put a good review, but sometimes you gotta look at the bad side of these Alienware computer. You gotta look at the bad side, so before you make a purchase of these Alienware, it's much more better to get an idea what the heck everybody dealing with. So if you get one, you know what the heck you're dealing with. And your expectation level too. You may not get the high-end configure. You may go with the low-end because if you've seen a lot of bad review, if you don't want to spend like a buttload of money on these Alienware, if you want to spend like $400 or somewhere on the lower price where you don't mind, then it's worth to get a low end and see how it goes. I wouldn't personally buy them brand new. I think I would get one refurbished and see how it goes. See if your luck will go with refurbish. If you feel like you refurbish Alienware Camaro doing good, maybe you can jump up to a new one. But there's expectation level with these Alienware Camaro. Now, being Alienware associated with Dell, which Dell does have a horrifying customer service. Now, these Dell Camaro, once their operating system gets cleans up once they get tuned. Once Windows get tuned proper, these they'll work wonderful once they get cleaned up from like all the gunkware and all that stuff, and even bloatware software too, that can. There are some bloatware software can slow the computer performance down. So when they're clean, it's I lost my thought. Okay, cut. Cut. But anyway, it's very hot today, so. But getting back, how can we refurbish there where it get cleaned up and all that jazz, and they perform nice. The only negativity I have with this, there was some subtle negativity. Unfortunately, I have a little bit higher expectation with a little bit of a component-wise and in our BIOS too. Now I've noticed, I'm not quite sure as you viewer have noticed with you there, Camille, or me, I do notice the new BIOS is a tad slow. Like, there's one spot in the progress bar, it hangs up in a one little spot. And when it hit that little hang up spot, it does take a little while. Like, there's a slight delay. Now, the old BIOS, bang, it boot. But the newer one, especially on these, especially on the Alienware Camille 2, well, I do notice people Camille, their Alienware Camille, I do notice the BIOS is a there is a slight second delay in the progress bar. Now, that could be fixed, and that can be fixed by analyzing what is loading in the BIOS, or whatever we're doing. And it's, like I said, I really love to hear your comment, people, if you notice that slight delay on the Dell logo. I'm very curious. I'm not quite sure if the new one have that little hiccup too. But I don't think, you know what? I don't think they'll. See, here's the thing with the Windows 8 machine is, the BIOS is a little bit different than the Windows 7 and the XP and a little bit older one too. So it's a little bit different, but in my experience of booting this computer, there's a slight delay if you look very carefully. If you look very carefully at the Dell logo and the progress, if you take a look carefully, if you're analyzing what is hanging up, like to a load, it's moving fast and stop for a minute, and boom. If you notice that, it's, I'm not quite sure what it what the hang-ups about or not. Not quite sure. And you guys can comment below the video if you notice this too. Now, if you still haven't updated your BIOS, if you're still running the original operating system, you will not know this. But if you updated the BIOS on your Dell, assume if you do it in a proper way without ruining your BIOS, after updating, for me, I do notice there is a hang-up spot. But don't forget, like I said before, I do want to make sure I say it, is leave a comment below. I like to hear people experience of the experience they're there. I do love to hear experience if you have installed Clean Window, which this Dell does have a very clean window. It got a clean installation of Windows XP, which it does run beautifully. It's running awesome. So, yeah. Now, we did talk about how Alienware, how people have bad experience with their Dell, with not that, but experience the driver and stuff. Like I said, personally, it's one of those things that if I ever own one, I wouldn't use it for my own production. I wouldn't. Yeah, it's I don't mind owning one just for fun. I'm not going to completely use Alienware for my everyday use. All I'm going to use, if I ever have one, is to play around and talk around. So, if you in the market of a new computer, I would go with a refurbished one. I do enjoy the little bit older one. This Dell right next to me is a 2007 computer. Still running beautiful. This computer does have a dual-core PM processor, which the best application for it can do just fine with gaming. It's very best. It got best processor to do like the in-home Steam games, and Windows games too. The only thing is going to suck on this Dell is the graphic on this Dell. And you want to keep in mind of that this graphic is a Intel. So at the back, if we take a look, if we turn this around, if you see right here is if you have a display, if you're using this display, if you're not connecting no display in this spot, oops, sorry. If you're not connecting a video card, not in this slot, but on this is a onboard video. It's a onboard video that is directly built into the processor. So you basically, or how should I say it, there is a built-in video card into these Intel processors. Now, being this is a 2007, being this Camaro does have the newest, I believe this Camaro is still running still rocking all the sockets. I believe the socket before was at 1155. So I believe this is rocking the last gen socket. Like I said before, I would add a graphic card if you get a game. Now, this dual core now, this Camaro, the processor that's in this, it's not going to be great at video production. It's not. I believe you have to get a little more higher processor, like a Core 2 Duo. Another thing too is you got to consider is the format too is not format, the resolution. If you're not gonna do 1080p, like if you're doing like a real low resolution, like 480, I believe it do fine with 480, but when you jump up to like 1080p video on this, I think you would overload the processor, or it take a longer time to window your video. But other than that, if you just gaming, this will do good when you do gaming. It will perform fine when you game. Like I said, the only thing you have to add is a graphic card. Once you add the graphic card, they perform great. I personally still attached to these old Dells. This Dell has been handed down to us, which I'm quite happy, quite pleased with it. Still running. Like I said, there was a subtle negativity in And one of the subtle negativity I have is the RAM slot and the power supply. Apparently, if I take off the cover, there was one power supply brand that they'll like to use. Apparently that is a motherboard killer. So help if you lay it down. What the heck? It's the best tech. Apparently those best tech power supply like to kill the motherboard. Which that the two, which you have to buy 2 ports, being you have to get to game, is replacing the power supply with a non-motherboard killer and adding a graphic card for your best experience for gaming. But keep in mind, if you want to do gaming, I would recommend if you updated your BIOS, update your BIOS. The reason why I recommend is take advantage of the new OS. So especially if you're using Windows 7. So, Jesus, that panel doesn't like to fit great. So, like I said before, I'm gonna say it again. Make sure I say it. And I hope I make sense, people. I hope I'm not confusing you people. Hope not. Like I said, the video would do fine. Well, if you want to do gaming, I would recommend a video card and a different power supply, so it doesn't kill you a lovely motherboard in your Dell. Like I said, this is a best tech power supply. So, apparently, listening to a couple YouTubers that knows a little bit of the Dell, apparently like to kill. So those are the only 2 components, I believe. But like I said, to get a professional come in, or get a home line come in, I do recommend these very heavily. I would recommend if you get secondhand from somebody and reformat these Camille with a fresh OS and tune them proper, well, they will keep going forever. So these are real great. They are great. I love this Dell. I do. Or there's some negativity I have. Or there's some subtle. Yes, there are some subtle negativity about this Dell. I am a hardware person. I do like to open the lid, take a look, and glance. Basically look. And mess around a little bit of hardware too. Alright, everybody. the lovely Canon T3i is the automatic stop. So, past 30 seconds, I believe. No. But like I said, I personally wouldn't go with the Alienware. If you're looking for a desktop line, I would go with these refurbished. Or go with a laptop. I wouldn't go with these Alienware gaming Camille line. I wouldn't. I would try to find a non-gaming. So I would go with the professional laptop. The professional, they will have the graphical. Like I said, I do like these second-hand Dell that people that have been taken care of. This Dell, it's in a mint condition. You know, it's in mint condition. There's no freaking dent. This is great. This is great. Okay, say it a couple times. Schism. I'm not trying to say a lot. But secondhand Camille. Desktop, I would try to get a secondhand. Laptop, if you want a brand new one, I would recommend the professional laptop. I would go with the midline, just enough to play your game and your video. So, if you're going 4K, go with another laptop manufacturer that can handle 4K. So, yeah, like I said before, with my opinion, would I buy a Alienware? I would. I personally wouldn't. If you only time I would buy Alienware if I can get cheap enough where I don't feel like I'm dumping my money. So, at the only time, unless I get it for free, then I can talk around which one. So, that's it for this today video. So, don't forget, people. Don't forget what I'm saying. Don't forget too many times, but don't forget to support the channel. There's many ways to do. There's a channel email too, and there's many stuff. Don't forget. You're welcome to subscribe. You're welcome to Google Plus me. You're welcome to do all that stuff. Don't forget, leave a comment. I love to hear people's experience with a brand new or a refurbished. Or I just want to hear people's experience. So please leave a comment. I want to hear it. I'm not gonna talk to people, but I definitely like to hear. So if you'd like to give the video a thumbs up like, because if you were singing any Alienware, if you change your mind, if you want to give me the thumbs up because you like the advice, go ahead, leave a thumbs up. If you want to wait, feel free to wait. So, alright, people, I will see you next time. So, see ya later.